Hello, everyone. It's me, Cynthia, and Marty, and Azalea. Hello. And this is our Greengirlstudios Magic Hour Sunday edition. Azalea is sewing. Crafting. Sewing. What are you making, daughter?
This is a Victorian dress that I'm patterning right now. I am changing it so it will fit this dress form that I got here.
Oh, will you show the stays underneath? Because that's probably one of the best parts.
Oh, my little corset that I made?
Yes. Azalea has been working on this project for a few days now. How many days? Probably 3 days.
Well, I started the corset before I went to Cincinnati and finished it probably 2 days after I got home. But I messed up the gussets, so I was working on that up until the other day when I was repairing it. It's silk from an estate sale. It's a red threaded pattern. It's an 1860s corset. Maybe it goes from between 1850 something to 1870 something, I think is the accurate time periods.
But show the little details. Oh, I guess you can't. But there's a lot of embroidery around the edges.
Yeah, it's a good job. Thank you.
Is that hand sewn or is that machine sewn?
It's machine sewn because I didn't want to do this by hand, but I'm pleased with it right now. And I've never made a Victorian day ensemble that was like accurate. So now I'm putting together an actual dress that I can wear instead of just the undergarments.
Oh, good job.
So now
this is the
perfectly fitted. I'm making the darts. This is the lining. And right now, while you are talking, I'm going to fit the outer bodice piece darts. Because the pattern was made for somebody with a long torso, which I have not. So I have to alter it a lot.
It looks good.
Thank you.
Oh, we have Cecilia's joining us. Hello, Cecilia. Hello, Melanie. Hello, Tina. Hello, Nilda. Hello, Wendy. Hello, my friend. Hello, Tina. Hello, hello, hello. Marty helps all the lives. He helps all our lives now. He's good at helping. My sweet, sweet darling. Yeah, she's doing a good job. Today, we're going to look at, we put together a kit from things that have been in our collection for a minute that I've been sitting on and thought I'd share some of it. And I wanted to show some of the necklaces I've been making and that I finished. Good job.
Look how smooth that fit is that I got on those darts.
Yeah, it looks like it doesn't look bulgy.
That's right.
Oh, hello, June. Oh, there's multiple layers.
Just two. It's going to have a fashion fabric out of this white cotton and a lining. So it's just a regular. Now I have to do the darts right here.
Good job.
Hopefully this fits smoothly and I don't have to cut out anything again. But I think it'll work. The pattern I'm not impressed with, so I have to make a lot of alterations, fortunately. But it's looking good. I'm pleased.
Melanie says that is amazing, Azalea.
Oh, thank you.
She's been working hard. Oh, and you made that knit patterned handkerchief piece. That looks nice.
My kerchief. Yeah.
Go in a little closer to show the pattern that it's blending in. Yeah, check that out. That's called what is it called?
That's not a kerchief. That's what
no,
the pattern
I meant
is.
like the patterning. That's not lace work. That's not
there's lace and cabling. It's made out of
cabling.
It's made out of this hot pink Aran weight cotton that I got in Cincinnati.
Looks good.
And I started it the other night and finished it last night and blocked it and wore it today.
Oh.
Pretty. I think it looks cute on me. I'm pleased with it.
Looks good. And you blocked it? Nicely
done.
I
Blocked it last night. And since it's cotton, it dried really fast.
Good job.
Thanks.
All right. So what was it that I wanted to show? I had a necklace that I finished. I'm going to flip the camera around and get it in position. He just watches us work. He's a good and handsome cat. All right, so this is our latest offering today. It is 45. This is stuff that's been in our collection for a minute. So there is, let me get everything collected here to show. This is 530. You get a pewter lariat mermaid charm. There is labradorite, enough for earrings. There's a big pearl. There's another big pearl. And you know what? I think I'm going to slash this one. Azalea was like, let's do a little bit of a sale. So I'll slash this. Let me find my slashing pin. Yeah. Wendy says multi-talented family. Thank you, my friends. Thank you.
Thank you.
So this alone is like $8 on the website. So there's a good variety here. So let's do, how about I take it to 40? That's pretty good. 40 for this kit. We have 12, I believe. 10 or 12. 10 or 12 or 12. That's what's in there. It comes in a little tin. Look what's in there. So we've got labradorite. Trying to get it in focus, y'all. Maybe I can just do the zoom. That looks like it's in focus right here. Okay, so this was leftover moonstone. I kept a strand. They have nice, Wendy, these have nice big holes. That moonstone, there's some nice quality quartz. There's some, what are those? Antique.
Cat.
He's playing with my stuff over there. How do I get that in focus? You know how to get that in focus?
If you zoom in a lot, it's gonna get blurry, I think.
All right, I can't zoom in that hard.
It's not.
There's no way to do it
Cameras
without.
are not great. You can zoom, but at the end of the day, it's still just an iPhone camera.
Mhm.
Zoom focus power.
There isn't a lot of zoom on that. Okay, so this would be a good kit. You could probably make two, like size of this size necklace. I would think two. Oh, hello, Ann Gardam. That's our friend Ann. And Wendy says, can I get pearls that match for earrings? So these are two different strands. That was a problem with that. That was the last of it. I had like a half strand of each of these. So look at the pearl amount. It's kind of, get in focus, you. Let me see. Will it focus if I am that close? Let me see if I can do the other kind of focus. I'm going to try it again. Usually this focuses pretty well. Camo is usually good at that.
It looks focused now. Yeah, there you go. That's as focused as that's gonna get with how hard you zoomed in. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty intensely. Oh, so there is, oh, those are some high quality. So I didn't have very much of it. This is like the tail ends of things that I had that I thought people would like. So I had some of these large hole white, pure white moonstones, and it kind of bleaches out the color. Let me turn down the brightness a little so it's not, oh, that didn't help. Yeah, you can't really see that. Yeah, that's pretty good. I think that's as zoomed as we need to go for that piece. So this will make a couple of pieces, I think. You probably get two out of that. Maybe earrings. You might make a set. You get this part though, that right there alone. And then some of these. But if you made something like this, I think it would be an easy like necklace. Crochet or not, you would get back out a little bit more. Right, so let me see. Oh, hello, Wendy. We have a different Wendy. Wendy Klein. Hello, my friends.
I haven't seen Wendy Klein in a while.
Yeah.
Let me see her comment.
All right. So we have a few of those. We have 12. If you're interested, we'll probably put the remainder on the website. You know, I had meant to put a bunch of these necklaces on the website, but man, I took a bike ride and it knocked me down. I was like, I'll have plenty of time. And then I had time, but I underestimated just how exhausting it would be, even though it wasn't even that tiring. This is from the collection. I'll call it the airport collection. It's the stuff I made while we were sitting around in the airport. So this is 40. Let me write that a little better. A pretty good price for that amount of stuff. And that's lot 530. So if you like this, you can email at the top and I'll forward that over to Azalea. and you can get yourself one of these.
Or just comment.
Or comment right now. You can
Easiest
comment.
right now is just comment.
You can comment.
5:30 or just 5:30. Oh, hi, June. You need to, I think you need to scroll down on your comments there.
Okay, I'm going to.
Come in.
All right. Wendy, you do not talk enough for 2 people. All right, so that is that. There's some other things. Let me put that in there, and we'll keep that at the top. So if anyone is interested or joins later, we have that. So this is one of the necklaces. It's too much. Is it too brightness? Is it? I was trying to make it where it's not so like.
I think it looks fine. You
all
know,
right.
it's dark.
I guess it's not dark. But I wanted to show my necklaces. So this is a knotted necklace. I feel like I'm just not in focus. There. It's like trying to focus in the background. That's why. I'm going to do it with Camo. Cooperate with me, please.
What are you trying to do? You're trying to get it to focus?
Yeah, because I want
to. It loses focus.
Yeah, but it was. I'm trying to show this necklace, and if it's too far away, you can't really see the details. So this is a very detailed necklace. I knotted all these little pieces. It took me a while, but since I was sitting around, that was okay. That's a silver piece, and this one has silver at that part. I don't have this in a lot sale, although I probably could. I didn't consider that option.
Well, it's not too late. You know how much you want it to be. I can make you a tag.
Oh. Well, this one has a lot of opal, pearl, sunstone. You know I love sunstone. Oh, look at all this. That's a pink tourmaline, aquamarine, more opal, silver. That's this brass, and I put in some of that gold vermeil that I had on silver. It's pretty cool. That rose pink quartz with the mica fleck. Oh, and this is a little ruby right here. That's like a flower ruby. So there's a lot of little choices on this. This is a very dainty necklace. On Instagram, I was thinking about doing a live sale on Instagram, and I did not do it. Sandy says a little fuzzy. Wendy, I wish it had autofocus. That would be real nice if it had autofocus.
The iPhone camera is just supposed to do that, but I guess it's not doing its job today.
Camo is usually
It's the iPhone camera.
pretty good.
The iPhone camera is you know, it's overrated. It's not as good as people think it is. I mean, it used to be really good by like old day standards, like 2012. But now the quality is not as it would have been. Maybe at least with my phone. But my phone's relatively new. It's only a couple of years old, so. But the camo has nothing to do with it. Camo is just a program. It's all about the camera quality of the phone.
Yeah, kind of am tempted. I want to knot that. I like looking at this. Sandy says it's clear now. That's good because I don't have my glasses on and everything. At this distance, everything is pretty sharp because I'm not looking at anything too closely. If I try to do close work, then I need my optivisors. This is actually pink opal. I showed this one before. So we'll put this one aside. This is from the Water Lilies kit. And I don't think we have any more of that. That's been gone, I think. Yeah. Oh, this one. Oh, I did do a lot on this, but I didn't have a price on it. Oh, no, I did. Wow. So if someone wants this one, I took this to a show. This is lot 415, and it's $90. That's a good deal on one of these. I usually charge a lot more for these. Let me get this one out of the way. I forgot about that.
Crazy.
Yeah, I know. But you know what? I make so many necklaces, so it's good. Like I like making them. I make them all the time. I went to Seymour, Tennessee yesterday with Greg and Max, and we visited our friends Brandon and Eva. And I spent the afternoon with Eva and Cora. Eva is a really amazing writer. She's really smart. She made the book Together We Caught Fire. and Frightmares. And she had another one. What was the name of it? There's another one. Something I can't think the name of
I
it.
thought it had something to do with water.
Yeah, it was like beneath the surface or something. I can't think the name. It's like right on the tip of my tongue. But anyway, if you want this, it's lot 415, and it's $90. This is a finished necklace. This one has opal. This is all opal right here. Oh, we have imperial. Look at this. This is imperial kyanite. I don't know if you can see that glitter, but it is sparkling. That is, I have sapphires on this. I have kyanite. Let's see, I wrote it down. Labradorite, sterling, spectralite, lapis, sapphire, aquamarine, turquoise, imperial kyanite, black opal. This is strung on nylon. There's obsidian and there's quartz. Yeah, it's a good blend. Very tidy little details. There's the labradorite. It's very small. Look at this. This was the longest part of this project is placing your beads and stringing them. That's the hard part. The actual knotting and the crocheting of this, I have a kit on or a workshop on my website as well. That is on there if you want to learn how to make these. I sell these probably one or two every show. And the ones that sell the best, I think, are the ones that are neutral. I did have a phase of people buying blue ones because they were wearing them doubled with a wedding dress, for something blue. It's very subtle for something blue. It's like that was the theme. I was like, this was a gift, like mother of the bride would give like something blue. And I had several orders for that last season or last summer, I think it's for summer weddings, like beach wedding. Oh, hello, Nancy. Hello, my friends. Hello, Kathy. Hello, Sandy. All right, so that's 415 if you're interested. I have a couple more that I'm going to show. This was a good one. This one's 120. This is, I've like kind of held on to this in my collection. This is a fun one. Actually, this is features. Do you see this size? That's what's in this. That's this. So, it fits on that nylon. And that's not the super thin nylon either. More, look at this one, has imperial kyanite. I love that. It's a deep, in real life, it's a really beautiful blue. I have some of these, what is that called? That's brass. Brass and eye charm, little brown eye charm. These little lovelies, these are sapphires. Isn't that pretty? I bought that from a friend of mine that they're all very lightly blue. You probably, like, I've sent my friends over to Sona's booth and they had those. Sterling little seed beads, Herkimer diamond. This is a kind of a spectralite. That's a quartz. Little sapphires, hand carved. Look at this. Isn't that pretty? I listed everything. Oh, these are like popcorn pearls. You can't really see them in that. Little Herkimer diamonds that were fumed. How fun is that? And I don't know if that might be pink tourmaline. Let's see what else is on there. Looks like a round opal. Oh, that's a ruby slice and a silver moon. So this one is about Pat. I do have some small eye charms. I have a few colors. How pretty that is. That one is 120 if you're interested. These are the necklaces that I take to the market. That's 418 if you are interested in that necklace. It's kind of, I think of this as kind of one of the like alchemy series that I was making on black cord. They kind of go with everything. It's one of the ones that is very appealing in the holiday times. I mean, I sell the black is always popular because it goes with everything, but it seems like to me that the lighter colored cords go pretty well. Let me see if I have another in that collection. Oh, this was a good one. How long are they roughly? Let's see. I could measure that. The one that I just showed, let me see if I have a measuring tape over here. Hey, honey, do you have that measuring tape so I don't see it. There's just so much stuff over here. I can't visually put my brain on it. So about 36 inches for this one. Cecilia says, do you have a favorite one you made? Yes, I do. I have several favorites. Several ones that I wear all the time. It's in my private collection. I'll share that. My private collection. Private stat. Oh, here's one I made. Here, make a tag for this one. This one, I had it at, the tag must have come off. This one is 60. If there's any interest. I put this together a while ago. This is a crochet with no spaces in between. So this is also crochet, but with a different kind of spacing. This is very close spacing. And these are real pearls. They're little glass pearls.
Is that one you do want to tag for?
Yeah, this is 50. This also has a little slice of ruby.
50?
Yeah, this is
Okay.
50. I know that's pretty cheap for this because I sell just this. It's usually 25. So with all that crochet. Right. Oh, where's my favorite one? I made several iterations of this. I made this one. I copied it. When I say I copied it, they're none of them exactly the same because the beads are all different. But this is one. I made one for. Didn't I give you one of these, or was that Kate? I thought I made one for you. I made like 4 of the same kind.
That's the one for that white one.
Okay, so this one for the white glass pearl and ruby and mandrake lady is 50. For this necklace, it's $5.31 if you're interested. Oh, Wendy liked this one. Yeah, that one came out pretty good. Nice and light. I had a whole container of those pearls, and so I was just using them up, just checking the spacing. So this is what it looks like. If you've done the crochet kit or the workshop before, you can do, like, this is a spacing. This is also glass beads. This is with, I believe, 4 spaces. So you could do it with, what am I trying to say? Glass beads looks nice. This is one with a little rabbit charm. Hey, you got another one? I'll write this one up. This is just glass beads. I'll do this one at 30. Well, yeah. Well, that's mostly my time because this is a little silver plated brass charm. That over. Okay, here's another one. Thank you. This one's 30. This is kind of a small one. It has glass beads. This is on, I believe, a cotton nylon. I think it's cotton. I can't remember. I made this one a while ago. And it has a little bunny that's silver plated brass. So this one's $5.32 if you're interested. It's $30. It's a long necklace. It's probably 24 inches, I would say. You could wrap it around your neck twice, easy. Wendy says, how do you get the beads to lay on both sides? When I crochet, they are only on one side because there's no space, Wendy. There's no space. Look carefully. I don't know if I can get that. Let me see if I can do this where you can see it close. I'll get in focus here. It's small. So here, I'm going to go zoom that in so you can see it. I'll go as tight in as I can. So if you can see this, see how there's literally, it's one bead, then the next bead. There's no There's no spaces. That's like this too. So they will lay side by side. If you don't like chain. If you chain one, you get this. It's not chain. I guess is the wrong word for that. It's like single crochet. Single crochet is like one on each side. All right, so that one. All right, let me back out. I was too close. Sorry, y'all. Getting wild. Don't make that cat cry.
He's handsome.
All right. This looks like it's sold, so I'm going to get rid of the ones that had sold.
I'll be back in a second.
Now this one I've had for a minute. People look at it. Wendy, if you like that, give me a picture of how yours looks and try it. Try it with seed beads because they get expensive if you use this. This type of style will take up probably a whole strand of those small, like 2-3 millimeter faceted beads. It takes up a lot. So this one has a bead from my friend over at Fox Paws. You guys, I don't know if you know her store on Etsy. She does beautiful ceramic and does a kind of an alcohol ink patina on those. This is one that, this is on the website. All right, so this is on the website. Or maybe she removed it. I think Azalea took it off the website. But you know what? I'm gonna mark this down because I want this to move. This needs to go and live with somebody. It gets all the looks, but the price might be high for some folks. So it has a nice heavy-duty silver clasp, gold vermeil beads around this end, all different kinds. This is an antique seed bead or antique African glass, and another greasy. They call this a greasy Vaseline. These are really rare. Hand carved turquoise. It's from Afghanistan. Kyanite, agate. This is a type of, I can't think the name of it. It's like shampoo. I think it's called a Vericite to look at closely. Apatite, another apatite, a couple different styles of that. And this smooth one is called Trolleite. I don't remember the name of it. Oh, that's that, it's kind of like Larimar, but it's in a similar color family, but it's not quite as expensive. I think it's called like Angelite or something. These are types of jasper. What's this pretty green? It has a little bit of a sparkle in it. And faceted turquoise, that's also turquoise. This is like an African turquoise. This is actually a glass that I found. Where did I find that? When I was traveling, found that. And here's some jade, and I drilled it. That was at this glass. Can't think the name of it. Like, why am I like this today? There's a beach called Glass Beach, and the place is eluding me, the name of where it is. I want to say it's in Washington. Does anyone remember where Glass Beach is? I feel like Washington. So that's from that. And I drilled that out. I should do a live showing you guys how to drill these because it's pretty cool. But it's a little labor intensive to drill. So different types of jade and serpentine. This is a serpentine. I know it doesn't look like this one is called butter jade. This is an agate, mookaite, and another type of jasper. And this one's mariposite. I have these strange names for these. All right. I think I'll do a sale on that. I'm going to take $40 off of it. I'm going to try and move it because I've had it in my collection for a while. Is it in California? I don't know. It's called Glass Beach. There's 140 on that, which is pretty awesome. I don't know if this has a number. I'm going to put it here because I think she took it off of the website. So let me see the one she has given me. think the last one she gave me, I think it's 533. We'll write that there, 533. If you're interested. It's a beautiful necklace. It's one that always gets attention, but people put it back, and it might be that it's 140. But this is the type that I like to call it goes all the way around your neck. So you can wear it this way, right? So the clasp can travel in any direction. Oh, Fort Bragg. Oh, Northern California. Thanks, Jim. You know, it might have been when I did my friend Laura Belkin, when we went and did this drive. It was pretty cool. I put this one at 533, Azalea. So you can wear it like this, because sometimes when it rotates, it'll travel around your neck. And you know, when you have your shirt on, the collar comes over your hair. So you could make it like that. Or if you have on like some kind of shirt that would be suitable for this. So it's kind of like getting 3 different necklaces, or the clasp could even be like to the side like that on this side. So that one, I did a nice $40 off of it. So that's 533. If you're watching this and you want that later, you've been thinking, hey, I deserve something nice for Mother's Day. You can get yourself a nice necklace. Wendy says, love having the clasp on the side, highlights the piece. Yeah, I think it does. It makes it, you know, I've had some of these necklaces for many, many years. Many years. Oh, I wanted to show this one. I worked on it, but it does not have its clasp yet. This is in progress. Oh, hello, Bonnie. Hello, my friend. So this is a nice rainbow color shift. This one's coming soon. Oh, Wendy says, share what you told me about the balancing of weight. Yeah, that's a good one. When Wendy was visiting last week, we talked about necklaces and doing something for a necklace like this style. I call this the treasure necklace. And unless you're making one that has a distinct front and back, and that's this. This one has a distinct front, right? This is a one-of-a-kind piece. This has a pink tourmaline set in sterling silver and a sterling silver moon. So this one's not a cheap date. This one is $310 for this puppy. But so here's what I'm talking about. This necklace is not designed to float around your neck, which means this is the front. Okay, so it is not designed to go like this. Now, this necklace is designed to, and I have one, oh no, I don't have it on, I must have taken it off. Like this type is designed to go all around your neck at any point. So when I'm wearing it, I don't care if the clasp does this. That's okay with me. It's fine, right? And the reason this will work and will stay here is because I've balanced this necklace by making it so the beads are equal weight all the way around. So if you have one this is pretty heavy clasp because it's silver, right? So on the opposite side, you'll see I have something, check it, a little bit heavier. So a couple heavy pieces. Sometimes you can balance it with a little bit of a metal will help, you know, like little metal beads. I'll do that on either side to give it the right weight. So if you want this to be in the front, see how they're a little bit heavier? You'll notice that a little bit heavier here. Look on this side, heavier here. So it's designed to be like this is in the front, right? Or like that's in the front. That's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the weight. There's visual weight, which is how it looks. The look of it is visually balanced because you have things that are slightly larger on either side. And it goes in kind of an undulating wave. I'll have a little bit of thinner beads, a little bit thicker. And when you do this, if you balance it just right, what ends up happening is your necklace will hold its position wherever you put it. So if you want it to sit here, this will go on the back and that will be in the front. And so you'll see that I kind of put more pinks on this side, right? That's if sometimes I like to have I feel like these necklaces are kind of like 3 different necklaces in one because you get a different look with each side. So these are kind of warm. All right. So that was the favorite. And that's what I was talking about with when you're talking about the weight of a piece. This is what I'm talking about. There's 2 different ways that we talk about it, visual weight and actual weight. So this one, if you look, the beads, whereas there's a lot of variety. See, there's some smalls, there's big. It's kind of like it's a balance. So it won't travel in it just one side. Like this is designed to, this piece should always be in the front. This piece is the similar, and it's much longer. This one will be, when it's done, this is supposed to hit at mid-chest, at least on me. And this is also another point. So this side is dense here. You can see it's a little, when I was doing this, is a little bit heavy, right? So opal are really lightweight, even though they're larger. These weighed a lot less than this. So what I did to solve this was I put in, I don't know if you can see it from there. These are little silver beads. Silver weigh a lot more than, say, pewties. If you have pewter beads, these weigh more. So I've tucked a few in there. And what it does is it not only spaces it out visually, right? You can see how that gives it a little bit of space between the beads, but the main thing is it's adding a tiny bit of weight. So this doesn't always stay in the front. I mean, if you wanted it to, if you actually wanted your piece to not travel, then you balance it. So in that case, what I've done here is I've made everything similar in weight. As I put it together, I kind of felt it when I added them. I was like, okay, how much does this weigh? So this is not that heavy. And that way, if you're wearing this type of necklace, any of the direction that you have it in, say you want the blues to be in the front and you put your clasp right here. See, I put it where it's a continuation. See that? So you have a continuation. If this clasp comes in here, and the clasp I'm going to use is this one. Oh, thank you, Cecilia. Cecilia says, I've learned so much from you. I am so grateful. Oh, I appreciate that. That's very sweet. Kathy says, great tip. It's a tip I learned from making these necklaces and getting feedback from my customers. People would say, hey, I love this necklace and I love the concept, but this is always in the front, and so it won't work. If you're trying to go for this type of concept of a necklace that has almost several different faces, I guess. So that's the blue side. Here's the warm side. And then this is kind of neutrally, One that would be really good is if I could figure out how to put a little piece of chain to shorten it. Actually, I don't need to learn how to figure that out. The part that would be to figure out is to make it where it looks decorative and not like it's kind of an afterthought. The idea would be to make it, say, to put it like a tassel would be a good solution for that. So it could be removable. But anyway, you can see how, and like this piece, this would for sure go because it's a little bit heavy. But I weighted this side down with a little bit larger. These garnets are pretty heavy. So that way you can use any side. It can be the front, which is pretty cool. That's my favorite part of that. Oh, so this is a good one. I'll show this one. And this one's from a kit. Oh, excuse me. This has a sterling cherry blossom clasp on it. I don't remember the name of this kit. Zoe, can you take over for a second? I need to blow my nose. My nose is about to run.
I'm here. I am going to be honest, I was not listening to what she was talking about. I was reading a knitting collar pattern for my dress that I'm making. It's going to be a Victorian style knit collar pattern. Oh, I recognize this.
As I was back on to the talk of.
That's just what I was doing. That's why I was just looking at this because I thought that had sold, but you still have it, and I love it. I've been looking at it for forever since you made it.
Yeah, it's expensive, so that's why I didn't sell you.
Yeah, silver with like a big old ruby set.
Well,
or something,
you know, sometimes
or whatever
when you
that
have-
is that pink tourmaline?
It's a pink tourmaline. Sometimes when you have a bunch of stuff on your table, so I have on my table like $8 beads, and that can be really tough to sell a necklace that I have just in the I mean, that's a lot of silver right there. So you guys have seen how much of this stuff charge. This is one of a kind. I took another piece, carved that. I've held on to this for ages. It can be very tricky to sell something for 310 if on your table you have beads. Like I have I have bowls of beads going for $8 and $10. That's not easy. You pretty much have to start it like at your booth. I would say like $50 or something. Because I have friends that they only have like 12 things on their table, and it's all silver and it's all spaced out, and you can't sell it then. It's only when you have too many variation, I think it's just gets it when it's that expensive. And I don't think it's I don't mean to say it's expensive like it's not worth my time, but it's just high dollar. This one I used a contrasting, I don't know if you can see it, color of cord. It's pink. So I don't know. You don't even notice it, I think. Wendy, let's see what Wendy's saying. My great aunt had a decorative one that was about the size of my pinky nail and decorated. There used to be little clasps for pearls. Oh, I have a container of them. I got them at an auction and I never did anything with it. I was just looking around. It's right on my desk somewhere, but I don't know where it is. Oh, Anne says it's a steal with all the handmade findings. I think it is. I have sold necklaces that have been worth a lot, but you know what? I sell them on my website. I don't sell that many unless if there's a bunch of findings, then it's really tough. Like paper dolls prints, it's super hard to sell that type of thing. But when I only have say a handful of handmade necklaces, then it just depends on where you're selling them. I sold that at a gallery and people were like, it was no problem. It's just the setting, you expect to pay a certain amount. Well, especially if it's kind of like flea market vibes, then you're for sure not going to be able to move higher end items. Oh, my friend Donna. Hey, Donna. Donna. I was just thinking about you. I found a thing of your beads and I was like, I need to make a necklace with these. They're a beautiful bright red. Yeah, here's the necklace I was looking at that has some of Donna's pieces. Or that's one of Donna's. If you don't know Donna Conklin, Donna makes some delightful glass beads, multifaceted artist. We've talked about Donna's stuff before. Donna, why don't you drop your website in there? Let people see what you do. Donna and I have been friends for a while. We both were set up at many times. Have we been set up at a bead show next to each other? Many, many times. So in this one, this is 180 if you're curious. And this one's called the Underwater Cosmos. Daughter, did you take this off the website?
I have no idea.
So she doesn't know. She has no idea if that's on the website or not. This has a silver button clasp. Oh, Wendy says that pink highlights it perfectly. Yes. Sometimes hand dyed red can make a really nice impact. I have a necklace somewhere over here that's completely hand dyed threads. And you know what? Sometimes when you have those, you don't want to sell them. You want to keep them. It's it's not easy. I mean, I guess it's a little bit easy. So this has kyanite. Isn't that pretty? I love the way this kyanite is giving me vibes of like ribs or something. The way that's like I don't know, fish bones. I love that. And I'm always looking for beads that are drilled this way. And it seems to me that only kyanite is ever made in this cut. I would love to find that what would be cool in this cut is something like an olivey green would be killer. But I don't know. I don't have it. I've never seen it. Seems like kyanite comes in a lot of different cuts. Like it's Like it's beautiful. This is also it's a little bit different color. Fuchsite, see that? Has a little pop of that ruby in there. And this is a sapphire. This is part of that big, those big cloud sapphires I was selling last year? That's part of that lot. This one is what is that? An agate that has a coating on it. That what you call it? Fuming, when they fume it with a titanium or something like fluorite. I looked into getting that machine, and boy, was it expensive. You would not believe. It's probably why they charge so much for that when they plated in the that aura crystal. That it's just clear quartz, but they put that coating on it, and then it costs a fortune. Oh yes, stick pearls that way. Yes, I love them. Ugh, Donna, I hate that story. Donna says, I need to make some of those Marini beads. I had some, but they were in the box of stolen inventory. That's like the worst story I've ever heard. Oh, Cecilia, thank you. Cecilia says, the way you put beads together is just amazing. Wow, I appreciate that. I call these treasure necklaces because I am putting all the beads that I put on it are beads that I love. This is the Marini that Donna was just referring to. So Marini, you know what? I have a piece over here. I found this in the River Arts District the other day when Joanne and I were checking out the marquee. Marquee was washed away and they're rebuilding it. And right now it's down to the concrete. They've cleaned it out and power washed the floor, and they're selling the spaces right now. But the spaces are pretty high dollar. So I don't know. I'm a little afraid to invest in a space that is potentially kind of scary. It's really scary to say, okay, I'll do a year lease and sign up forever and always. So I found this. It's a year.
Oh my God.
Well, they're trying to they don't want people in and out. That's why. I mean, I get it. Anyway, I found this. There was a gallery next door that had, they made glass called Level 42. And this was out in the parking lot. Somebody polished this. And this is a Marini. So what this is, you can see is like a bunch of stringer, and they chop it like, you can see it's like this, the little, each one of those is a Marini. So each little cone, or I don't know what they call that. I don't know what that is. That's the Marini. So you lay those in kind of like how they do taffy, where it's stretched out and then they slice it, and that's the slice. So you take those slices and melt them onto something else, which is like this. So if you stretch this out, this pattern would get smaller and smaller and smaller. And then you could slice it, take the slices and melt them onto something else. So it's actually a ton of work. I never actually made Marini because it was too much. When I tried to make it, it looked really, really lousy. There was a class that Kevin O'Grady was teaching in Louisiana, in New Orleans, and me and Azalea were just like, we want to go so bad, but it didn't work out. All right. It's Marini in a Marini. It's very cool. Yeah, it's pretty neat. It's a pretty neat technique. I was happy to find it. It was sad, and I was also happy. And it kind of hunting this, whoa, it kind of triggered that same feeling of like wanting to treasure hunt. It was a powerful feeling. I felt kind of guilty, because I was looking at all that and I was like, I'm enjoying myself and I should not be having fun digging through these, like in this parking lot. It was kind of like, how you go for beach glass? I kind of felt like that. There was a creek next to it and I had a stick and I was digging around and I felt kind of bad for looking, but I still looked. So I don't know what that means. So here's a necklace. I finished this one up. This also has a fox paw handmade bead, faceted ceramic with alcohol ink. And this one was made by my friend Wendy in New Zealand. Wendy from New Zealand. We're neighbors for many years at the Bead and Button show. And every year I'd trade with her. And so this was part of that trade one year. And it's You should see this bead. I got to get up close to show this. It's so beautiful. I'm not sure if this is Marini or if this is, I'm not sure how this was made. Maybe Donna can weigh in on what this technique is called because it has like striations, maybe a little bit of that Marini in there. I don't know. That was never my skills in glass bead making were not in this. My skills in glass bead making. Oh, Anne says, was it there because of Helene? Yes. That's why it made me feel like kind of like a jerk to be like looking around like I shouldn't even been looking. But I couldn't resist. There was tons of colorful glass on the ground. It was like, hey, look at all this stuff on the ground, but don't look at it. So this is called a sugar heart. I don't know why they call it a sugar heart. Oh, twisted cane. That's what that's called. Thank you, Donna. The sugar heart agate is clear with a little core. I'm not sure why, but I think that is like it's not dyed. I tend to crack open. I will sacrifice a bead and crack it open, see what's inside. Partly because I'm curious. And this is just like I had a sample sitting over here somewhere. I wanted to show it how a lot of these beads have layers, and it's pretty cool. So the layers go. Let me see if I can find one. There's one on, like it showed the striation. This is sodalite, but this is kind of showing what I mean about striation. So if you drill through it like a core sample, if you drill it in the right way, you can get a hollow part that gives you that sort of, it looks like a core, but it's actually like, it's like layers. I don't know how to explain that. I had a piece over here that would show it where I was going to cut it up. I bought a piece. I do a lot, not a lot, let's say a lot, but occasionally I get my lap grinder out and it is a good time, but it is very noisy. So I don't want to show it during the live because it's noisy. Anyway, I can't find that. So this is smoky quartz, a bunch of different types of gemstone. And this is also, you can see here that I've done the weight. So this, to balance out the heaviness of this piece and this, because this is pretty dense actually, I've added these larger. So this is another example of a necklace that you could wear all the way around your neck. Oh, where'd this go? Oh, that goes to this. I had it pre-picked out. Usually, I don't know about y'all, but I tend to do, if you looked into this thing, there's so many that are not finished that I have started. I'm going to show this one next. This has this piece. Donna says, I love my flat lap. It is so addictive. I saw a huge one at that level 42. I hope that didn't get damaged. But it was like a tabletop lap grinder for glass. It's pretty killer. So I've been into this phase for probably a year now. How long would you say my rainbow phase has been going, Azalea, with these treasure? My whole life. So this is a heavy duty button. It's nice and thick. Silver. I'm going to put it on like this. And, I think I have some, I'm going to try to do some really pretty, where is that stuff? Usually I will do like these. They're glass. You could use glass. But you know what's even more secure and more where it has a better wear ratio as far as, you don't want them to break. Sometimes if you have glass, it can break. Here we go. Like this would work well. Something to protect this. if you have too much wear on this, like if you're making it and you have the button, you know what I like to do? I like to cover up my cord with either metal. I always pick some kind of metal or something that's very durable. Very durable. I have, where is it? Who's going to show French wire? That's pretty durable. And that's like a little spring, a long spring. And you trim it to the size, and you could use that, and that would protect your wire or your cord. I keep saying wire. Oh, what is, I see a nice long text or comment from Melanie. Melanie says, "Hey, Cynthia, I went to an estate sale in Mobile last month and picked up some jewelry strands and supplies and came across what I believe is one of your pieces. It's a horse head hook." Oh, yes. Now, I never made those in pewter, so if it might be, you can show it in the group. Put it in, take a picture, put it in the Greengirlstudios gang. Let me see. I made those for my friend Jess. So with this, I would do this with it. Let me cut this strand. Is this already cut? Bullion. Yes, that's another name for it, Nancy. Bullion. These I got in Tucson, and I believe there are a few strands left of this. These brass tube beads. Look how easy they are to put on there, and they look good. Now, you have a choice at this point, or I have a choice. I can knot in between them. So I'm going to load it up and see what it looks like. And this would look great with this bead. You know, you can embroider with that bullion. That's what I originally learned about it, was not in the jewelry, but from a friend of mine that did professional costuming. And they use it on opera costumes because that's spare no expense, you know, some of that. And they made flowers with it. It was a way to decorate the, uh, what is that part of the flower that has the, it's like the rounded edge of the flower. Not rounded edge, the middle part, not the stamen. You all know this. Y'all flower people in there. This part, whatever that part is, like the base, like the middle, that was used, and it was in gold, and it looked fantastic embroidered. I don't know if it's the same material. Might be. It looked like it to me. Wendy says, "Why is the fray check beating up on my thread?" Well, you know, you need to do this with your fray check. You dip it, and then you do this. And then, after that, you let it sit. Thank you, Nancy.
The edge of the table, right?
Pistol. Yeah, that's what I think that's called. Yeah, I knew one of you botanical folks out there would know exactly what that's.
Do you usually hang your fray check?
I let it hang off the edge, and I do it 1 or 2 times to get this to be nice and stiff. Sometimes if you get if it soaks into the cord, you get a nice thick layer of it. You don't want it too thick, obviously, but if it permeates the strand and you go like this, you stretch it, hang it off the edge of the table, and then let it dry. And then if it needs another round, just do it twice. So I could do this with it. Check that out. Of course, you have to knot it. Now, if you knot in between, what you're getting is a little bit more strength in there. But this, I have to admit, looks pretty good like that. And now, I know a friend of mine for security goes in with double strand and like a very, very fine line of softlets with it. Now, that's if you have some very expensive beads that you do that number. But you don't even know it. You can't even feel it because the fine softlets is so fine you cannot, it like blends in perfectly. And if it's glued together, so this is a 2-strand knotting technique. I always do with my knotting, I always 2-strand it because I cannot stand it to have the loose tooth effect with 1 strand. And that means like when you're tightening it, you have that little tool and you slide your knot down and then you tighten it up. But inevitably, it's like it stretches out and you get that, it's like loosey-goosey. Oh, Nancy says, "I did a high school science project about parts of a flower." You know, I did that too. And it's one of those things I forgot. Wendy says it's like it won't get heavy on there. I did like 3 coats. Well, you need to maybe let it sit a minute. Maybe you're, oh, dippy. And I was just about to suggest that. Sometimes I take the cap off. I pretend this is a spray check. I take that, I twist this like this, and then pop it, and the nozzle comes free. I'll take the threads, I'll hold them together, slide them in there a little bit, let it sit for like, I don't know, a few seconds or so. Not, it doesn't take long. And I'll come out with it, and it'll be kind of gloopy. And then I'll hold this in, and then go like this. And then, so sometimes dipping it is a good way to really saturate it. Now, if that's not working, I'm not sure what's going on with it. I think if it's not hardening up, then maybe you're not putting enough of the fray check, because it should harden up. It should be, I mean, if you're using nylon, there's no reason for it not to. And if it's bubbling up, just use your fingers. And if you don't want to get your fingers messed up, I always think of Carrie Arase. Carrie, she said, take a piece of plastic. You don't have to use your. Are you sure?
That said the thing about the plastic bag.
That was Carrie. Maybe it's Colite.
Well, they both have the K name.
So then they do like this. That's what you do right there. You could do this. If you don't want to touch it. Any alcohol-based glue should work. Water-based, it takes forever to dry. I don't mess around with that. You can do it, of course. There's no rules. E6000, you could do that too. Somebody messaged me and said, hey, how about E6000? E6000 is a little on the flexible side. It's a little on the flexible side. And the reason you want a little bit of flex is if you're gluing in a stone and you don't have flex, then that stone will get knocked out. Oh, this is exactly what I was talking about. So here's a little piece that I made. This is the poppy. I just saw poppies today on my bike ride. And I picked up my friend Joanne. She had her bike with her, and her bike had a bent wheel, and it was super heavy bike. And she tried to go up a hill and actually rolled down the hill the wrong direction and then fell off. And then we were laughing. I mean, I wasn't laughing because she fell, but it was like a slow motion fall. It seems like every time we ride together, she falls off the bike. But it's probably because we're doing some, slow motion trying to get up a hill. So this is that part that I was talking about, that the bullion and bead embroidery or any kind of embroidery would look really good. And it did look good. And then there was like a bead in the middle. So that was what I was talking about with that. Kathy says, what size of Ceylon are you using? So the Ceylon that I have, let's see. What is this size? I think this is regular size. So with these type of necklaces, the heavier necklaces, Carolyn says, I leave my fray treated thread overnight to cure. Well, if it sits a minute, then it's going to be nice and firm the next day. So I believe this is the one I was talking about when I started it, to show like how to do the tight knots with crochet. This is regular size Ceylon, or I don't know, I guess regular. Do they have size? Are they sized? They don't denote on the spools. It's only on the bag. So once I take it out of the bag, it's kind of hard to say. But I believe this is the heaviest of their line cord. Oh, thank you, Kathy. Regular is the Tex 210. So here's another thing. If I'm using this, I am not afraid to use several sizes at the same time. Now that might sound wacky. You might be like, what? What you talking about? These are the same height. So you can do, let's see. No, they're not the same size. This is fine. So there's fine, and then there's micro fine. And I think Kate carries it. I special ordered it for my crochet kits, and it's one that it's so hard to find. It's always out of stock. I don't know. I get kind of fearful. So I bought it in bulk. So I have here 2 strands of the same color, but one is super fine, the other one is regular fine. And you can glue those two together. You just dip it in to the fray check and you get a nice needle. This fine and super fine is a good option for this size of a necklace right here. So you can see on both sides, I completed that with oh, and there's more of that. That's on the website if you're looking. I bought all that they had of that of that brass because I loved it. I believe I did. I can't remember. Seems like I bought one. But I've never seen it before. So this is the double strand on fine and super fine. And it's smaller because I was putting on here, you see how thin some of these beads are? It's a really good option if you have stuff that has really fine holes. Pearls, example. Pearls have notoriously small holes. So that super fine and regular fine are great for this size of necklace. And you can see it's two different, kind of clear the air here. It's kind of getting wild with all the different cords. That's why I use these little things here. These are silicone. It's called a cord minder. And what you do is you do this. So if you have a bunch of cords, like I have right here, this is a way to get this from being too busy. And I learned this tip from Kate. Kate showed me this. So I can get it on there. They don't work that great if they are down to the tuck it in, see? Just like that. So with a heavier necklace, this is a heavier one. I have, let's see what these look like. Two colors of beige. And it's like a taupe color. And one is super fine, you can see it, and one is the regular. And that's okay too. You can mix and match with that. And I feel like I've never had any of these break. But of course, if you tug, like, I mean, they're designed to have, I think, 20-pound test. Then you do not want to like tug with all your might. You want it to be able to break because you don't want to get suffocated somehow. You know, you never know. You don't want a necklace that will never ever break. That's like danger. You want it to at least 20-pound test. That's like you are working to really break it. And that's like 20 pounds of pressure to snap it. I could not break this with just regular force. But, you know, obviously, if you have like that dude from that show, Reacher, he could break this with like, you know, like he could be like, yeah, and break it. Because I think he probably has 20 pounds of pressure in his hand to do that easily. Kathy says you can burn the end and stick to the spool of Ceylon. You know, I would be afraid of of never being able to find the end of it. Let's see. Well, I see a comment here. Oh my God, I have so many lab beads with annoyingly small holes. Listen, that is my biggest pet peeve that I can even think of besides seeing litter. That's second. Litter is number one. And it will make me crazy every time. Let's see. I see another one. Carolyn says, I just bought the cord holders on Amazon, 65 for $12. They work better on full cords. Yes. I would agree with that. All right. Oh, so that is the way I would finish this right here. I would knot this, and to finish this out, here's what you would do. So you have this much cord, right? Pull back, right? You have that much left. So this is the end. This is why I say when I'm knotting and I'm like, people say, how much do you leave at the end or at the beginning? Either end is the same. I leave about this much, and that is probably 10 inches. And the reason is so I have room to do what I'm going to show you now. So to knot in between, you don't have to. You could do it this way, like that. And that looks really good, really sharp. And I'm kind of deciding I kind of like it like this. It's not as strong this way. It's stronger always when you have knots in between. See, just like this. This is knotted in between, and it's a little bit stronger. because if this for some reason breaks, it's not going to break here. If anything, it's going to break like here or somewhere else, but it's not going to break at this point. It's unlikely. I always find that the breakage, if you have, I haven't had any of these necklaces break, but I've seen them get worn through and about to break after years. And it's usually in this zone here is where they will need to be reinforced. And I usually reinforce this and I double knot it and I'll go over it a couple times and then pass it through here. Sometimes I'll knot here too, so that this end point is always reinforced. I do that because I want it to last a long time and not have any problems with it. Like if it does stretch, it's not going to, at least it's not going to break. All right. Oh, I see that it is already time for me to wrap up. I'm going to flip this around. I hope that you guys found that useful. So I'm going to knot this real quick. I think so. To accurately make the right size of a knot or a loop, for your button, it has to be half the size, half the width of whatever your button or toggle or whatever you're going to use. So if it's, you want it to pass the halfway point, if it's doubled. So I could probably lose it. See how that looks. And Julie, Kate does know everything. That is a fact. If you said, hey, Kate, do you know how to do this strange kind of knotting that no one ever heard of before except you, or except that's like ancient knowledge on knotting, she's the person. So I'm testing this. This would be at the very tightest that you could get away. If you did it any less, you would not be able to get that bead to fit. So I'm just going to knot it. I think it'll look good. But at the same time, I'm kind of a little paranoid that that's not durable enough. Sometimes some of these beads can be sharp. I don't know if you can see that, but they can be a little bit sharp. Oh, Tina says, I knotted a bracelet to beginning to end, learning from you. It came out good. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. That's good news. So I've made different necklaces and I've used this before and I don't think it will rub. And let's just knot it. Just do it. So you put everything down this way like that. See how I have it? I'm going to get it down to a little bit. So I have a little bit of space. It won't take me long to knot this. And to keep it from going anywhere, I'm going to clamp it shut, closed. And I'm just going to do, there's a little bit of a burr here. So here's what you do. You just do knots. And that sounds obvious because it's not a difficult process. It's just you're putting, instead of this side going through, it's this side will be going through. So there's one. It has a little fray check on it. So it's going to be a little harder to knot. It's not too bad though. But it's worth it so that it's durable. So there's one. Slide one down. And see, if you have plenty on this end, there's no problemo. If you did not leave yourself room, then it's going to be an issue. You're going to have to change your plan and put a different clasp if it doesn't fit. And what I mean if it doesn't fit is if you didn't leave enough room to knot these, because it takes about, I say, like an inch or so per knot. Oh, I see where I went wrong. See how this one, I strung this somehow. Oh, these have a split. They must have a split. How else did that get through there? Let's see if I can fit that back on. You see, there's a little bit, it's like folded or something. I'm going to have to take that apart. So some of these have a little, see that there's a split. And so it came apart from this one. And so the bead is on the outside. So I'm going to try and, I could go ahead and try to fix that. But what I will actually do is redo it, put different ones on there because I do not have the patience. That's only like 5 beads to take apart. So I will do that instead of trying to fool with getting this tube bead that had a slight little slip through there that it actually came off of this. So that's one of the things that kind of makes that not great. But it's better to catch it now than when you're like, oh, I have this. So I'd have to take off all these beads and find one that did not have this little thing. And the way you can fix this, if you were to try and fix it, is just to clamp it shut with a pair of pliers. I do not think that I will be able to see that well enough to do that at this point because it's all like blending in. And I'm a little bit hoarse. So what I'm going to do is I just showed that, but I'm going to finish that up later. So all you do is that first knot I showed, just repeat that down the line. And there's only, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 beads. And then you knot it back up to this end and reinforce it. All right. I'm going to flip this. So I am at my throat. I don't know. I think I get to about the hour mark and my throat gets super dry, even with beverages. Oh, honey. All right, let me tidy this up a little.
You chilling? Camera is facing over here.
It's facing over there. You get over there.
Show him. He's the one eating a snack.
All right.
He look good.
I'm going to flip this now. My cat. It's getting dark. Oh, here he. This is this beautiful darling. Little darling. Well, I hope that was useful. Showing some of our necklaces and how honey, you got to block him because he bites with very gentle bite. He's been very patiently waiting next to me. Look at his paw, how he's just like,
oh my. A strong paw. Like a hand.
yeah, I know. He did a good job working for a living. This cat is earning his keep. Not that he is not earning his keep every day by being gloriously handsome, as he is. He's always got to get in on that action. He's like, more please. Okay, there's one.
He is fat.
All right. Thank you, my friends. He's gonna hold it. He's gonna get in there for me. All right. I'm glad that Julie says, really love this piece. Thank you. I've been making a lot of these necklaces, and I tell you, I don't get tired of making them. Or these. I make these all the time. This is one that has bronze. This has been a popular one. You know, this seahorse piece has been around in my collection for probably 15 years, and now everybody loves it. It's called the There Be Monsters. Here There Be Monsters. Guys remember this?
There be monsters.
There Be Monsters. It's from Matport. Here There Be Monsters. And I put it on a piece of paperclip chain and some beads. This is one I take to shows all the time. And let's see. Carolyn says, Cynthia, you made a beautiful clip of the iris flowers by the creek with your new necklace. Yes, that came out. You know, I had a few people texting me and asking for that one when that was going to be put on the website. And I photographed it, but I didn't get a chance to edit all the pictures. It's a lot of editing. All right, my friends, thank you for joining me. Maybe the next time. This is so easy I didn't think anyone needed like directions to make a charm bundle. But it seemed like, you know, all the shows that I've been doing lately, I've seen so many people rocking the charm bundle. It's been like the popular thing. All right, my friends, I will see you on Wednesday.
Good night, everybody.